shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hey, it's me. Welcome to Trump Mafia, the Truth Syndicate. Now, Trey Gowdy has recently announced that he will not be running for re-election and may very well be joining the Mueller probe and become part of Bob Mueller's team. And they're investigating obstruction of justice when it comes to President Trump and, of course, Russia collusion. Now, obviously, for an up-and-coming young boy like Trey Gowdy sitting there on a committee in Congress, maybe it's boring. Maybe he needs something more exciting, going back to his days as a prosecutor and being on the Mueller team. The paycheck is very large. Now, Trey Gowdy has been sucking up to Robert Mueller for almost a year now, almost every day. In fact, I've never seen so much brown-nosing in my entire life. It's not just that his nose is up Mueller's butt, his entire head. Trey Gowdy turned into Barack Obama. I mean, that's some serious brown-nosing, and I believe that he's doing it to be on a team and to go against Trump. Now, it's very telling that almost every day he's been brown-nosing and praising Bob Mueller like he's a god. And never once, not even once, in the last 2 years have I heard Trey Gowdy praise President Trump or brown-nose. It never happened. Why? It's very telling. But he has no problem in going goo-goo gaga for this old Nazi, Bob Mueller. So he's easily impressed, I guess, not by patriots like President Trump, but by hacks like Robert Mueller. And maybe Trey Gowdy always had a dream that he would be like Bob Mueller and, put people in jail and be the big man, everybody's talking about you. But he will never be that. The truth is, Trey Gowdy is also a hack, like Bob Mueller. I mean, I'm not a legal professional, but even I can see that Trey Gowdy has the same MO every time. He has a little story, a keyword or a key phrase like, the blindfolded lady, it breaks my heart. Now, I'm not going to do it. I will never be doing that, but you can go check old Trey Gowdy videos, like all the greatest hits, and see if he's repeating key words and key phrases, because it's a trick. Now, as I mentioned, Al Gore used that a lot in that movie, An Inconvenient Truth, where you're lying about data and global warming. And even James Comey's using that technique with his lordy lordy, and he has those other leave it to beaver type words that really make him seem believable and credible and lovable. And when I see some of those Trey Gowdy fangirls and fanboys, I mean, they really love the guy. And, part of it is because he uses those keywords. Now, I could do all of that, and I just feel it's like manipulation, right? I mean, I don't want to treat people like idiots and use magical tricks to inspire confidence. And I don't want to be a performance artist like Alex Jones and freak out. Oh, if they ever come for me, I'm going to grab my guns. It's kind of pathetic, right? I'm not here doing an acting job. I'm just another guy. I'm just like you. I just happened to make a couple of commentaries. But if you really look at Trey Gowdy, okay, he could possibly join the Mueller team It's not like Jeff Sessions is going to hire the guy. And he doesn't have that much experience. Now, there's a lot of talk about the Nunes memo, and that Nunes used Trey Gowdy to go into the reading room because he made a deal with the DOJ, with Rosenstein, that rat-faced weasel, or weasel-faced rat, and they wanted somebody to go in there to read all the pages and then compose a memo. So he sent in 2 researchers and the albino human dildo, Trey Gowdy. And I was wondering why. And, Nunes is a farmer, to be honest. He's not a lawyer. And maybe that's why he's so cool. Because lawyers, they quickly suck up to people like Bob Mueller. And Rosenstein, I guess, would be more comfortable with Trey Gowdy going in there, seeing that he's a deep state guy and a rhino. But I also wonder if Chairman Nunes was, implicating Gowdy so that it's not a one-man show. And I wonder if Trey Gowdy put everything in the memo that was worth mentioning. Now you had 2 researchers with Gowdy, so, it'd be awkward to leave stuff out, and 2 researchers are there as witnesses. But I still feel it's kind of awkward. What if there was a mention of Barack Obama? What if there was another mention of unmasking? Or something else that, Trey Gowdy did not want to include in the memo because it would implicate Bob Mueller or harm the Mueller probe. Because you saw Trey Gowdy, and I saw some of the clips. He was saying, well, if you want to know who paid for the Trump dossier, you're going to like this memo, or Adam Schiff will be embarrassed. But as soon as the memo was released, he came out with a statement, and it was kind of weird. It was just about, this does not harm the Mueller probe. Like, he's so worried about that. And so if he had found information in the 99 pages that would harm the Mueller probe, do you really think he would have included it in the memo, considering he's always brown-nosing and praising Robert Mueller? I don't know. Now, there's something else that I mentioned, and I don't see anyone in the media talking about this. Not even Sarah at Hannity, and not Hannity himself. And that is when Chris Wray and Rosenstein came to give all the documents. There was one document, which I call Document X, that Chris Wray could only show to Chairman Nunes and no one else. So not even Trey Gowdy. And that one was not left behind. So that one could never be included in anything. Now, a lot of the documents that Chairman Nunes had are not necessarily in the reading room, but that one he doesn't have because Chris Wray would only show him and not deliver it, and Chairman Nunes was okay with that agreement. So I really wonder what's in that document. I mean, think about it. What could it be? And so I did see many comments on my Big Trey Gowdy video, the one that says he's Mueller's snitch, and he is. And I see from the comments that we have some people that are living in a fantasy, they're saying, well, Trey Gowdy's going to preside over the great Obama trials. Well, judging from the Benghazi hearings, that's not good news, but of course it's fake news. And then I even see Trey Gowdy is going to be nominated to the Supreme Court. Yes, in La La Land, not in the USA. And I see still others that Jeff Sessions is going to hire him and he's going to put away all the deep state swamp rats, which would mean that he has to handcuff himself, right? Oh man, some of these people. But it's okay, I understand if you really love someone, then you excuse all the other behavior and you look for an explanation, or, it does not compute. It does not compute, but, I worry about some of those guys that are really into Trey Gowdy. But in essence, I don't really care. To be honest, a lot of what I talk about, it's just to really, talk about it in a way that it illustrates something. And when I expose Trey Gowdy, it's not because I care about this guy, but he's like the perfect example of a rhino, very similar to Lindsey Graham or John McCain or Jeff Flake. He doesn't feel comfortable with Trump. I mean, you cannot force Trump onto somebody. They cannot accept it. It's just like liberals. They look at Trump and they're scared, or they just cannot accept a guy that is like a strong leader. They need somebody who's really soft and metrosexual, like Barack Obama. Because make no mistake, Trey Gowdy secretly really loved Obama. Now, okay, we're talking about character traits here, and I never met the guy, but he's a good example of what many other people are feeling in Congress. Now, GOP is very united, make no mistake about that, but you do have a couple of rhinos there, and, the Jeff Flakes, and the Bob Corkers, and the Lindsey Grahams. I mean, these people, they have a problem. They cannot understand how somebody can be so rough, and, it's like, oh, wow, so aggressive. I mean, I laugh about it, but it's kind of sad, right? We're talking about males. But okay. But there's a worry I have, and this theory is a little bit out there. But I'm telling you because I want you to think about it, because it is possible, because I never underestimate the left, to be honest. I laugh about them. They're incompetent, and what they do always backfires. But they will try a great many things. And I believe that it's possible. If you see many reps leaving, Republican reps, including Trey Gowdy, what if all of them are being approached and promised cushy jobs, or a bribe, or some new career, something that will motivate them to leave Congress and get something much better even? I think many people would take it. So you have that Hoyer guy, that Democrat in Congress, saying there's a 90% chance that Democrats are going to regain control over the House, and Nancy Pelosi would become Speaker again. So just imagine George Soros and others chipping in, and X millions for X number of people resigning. Then they calculate how many seats they need to win and how many people are guaranteed to resign, and that would be diabolical. It would also work, because sometimes you wonder why some of these people are resigning. It seems like they tried so hard, like Trey Gowdy, to get ahead, and then suddenly, hey, I'm returning to justice. It seems really suspicious, to be honest. So I hope that's not happening, because that would explain a lot of this confidence that Democrats have if they're cheating again in that way. But I guess I'm overestimating Democrats, perhaps. Maybe it's just a couple of people. It just seems like a lot, maybe. And maybe they were hacks. Maybe they were bored. Maybe they were about to be exposed, or maybe they did find a better job, or they lost the energy, or whatnot. It's all possible. But really, think about it. Meanwhile, Trey Gowdy going to the Mueller probe, that would really be something, right? But I don't think it will happen. It's too late. But I'm sure that Trey Gowdy really wishes he would be on Bob Mueller's team because he loves Bob Mueller so much.
All right.